Okay, so we are doing some more simplifying radicals today. Okay, I'm going to try to simplify them as quickly as possible, meaning I'm going to try to think of the biggest perfect square that goes into it. Okay, remember our perfect squares are things such as 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64. Okay, you get the point. Anything we know their exact perfect square of. Okay, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. Okay, that way when we're doing these, once we get those perfect squares, they easily pull out to the front and there's nothing to worry about. Okay, so the square root of 64 is actually one of our perfect squares, and it is the square root of 8. Okay, 128. If you plug that in your calculator, you can start playing around and figure out that that breaks down into 2 times 64. Okay, I know that the square root of 64 is 8. So I'm going to pull that out to the front, and I'm left with the square root of 2 on the inside. Okay, the next one, the square root of 216. Let's see if I can find something to go into it. Okay, I multiplied and I divided 216 by 36 and it gave me an even number. So 216 is actually 36 times 6. Okay, the square root of 36 is 6, so I'm going to pull it out to the front. And I'm left with the square root of 6. Okay, 512. Let's divide that by 36. It's not even. 512 divided by 64 does give me an even number. Okay, so 512. We have the square root of 64 times 8. Okay, the 8 gets to come out to the front. I'm left with square root of 8. However, I know that the square root of 8 is not completely simplified. Okay, so let's break that guy down. 8 can go into 4 and 2. Square root of 4 is 2, so we bring that out to the front. 2 times 8 is 16. Square roots of 2. Number 5, the square root of 72. Okay, I have 36 times 2. Again, the square root of 36 is 6, and we are left with the square root of 2. Okay, 192. Let's start with our biggest perfect square. Let's try 81, sorry. So 192 divided by 81 is not even. So let's try the next number down. So 64, and that is even. Okay, so we have 64 times 3. The square root of 64 is 8. Square roots of 3. Let me put some more perfect squares over here. 144. Okay, the next one is 54. Obviously, I'm not going to try either of these two going into it. Okay, probably not going to try 36 either because I know that 36 times 2 is bigger than 54. 25 times 2 is 50. So let's see if 16 divides evenly. So 54 divided by 16 does not divide evenly. So let's try 54 divided by 9. And that gives me 6. So I have the square root of 9 times 6. 9 gets to come out to the front, so 3 square roots of 6. Okay, number 8, 32. Again, let's probably jump right in here and start at 16. Okay, not at 35, so 32 divided by 16 is 2. So I can rewrite that as 2 times 16. Again, you know that the square root of 16 is 4, so we pull the 4 out to the front, and you are left with radical 2. Okay, 20. I'm going to start down here at 9. 20 divided by 9 is not even. 20 divided by 4 gives me 5. So this one, the square root of 4 times 5. The square root of 4 is 2, so we pull the 2 out to the front. 2 square roots of 5. Okay, again, number 10, you know that the square root of 100 is a perfect square, and it is 10. Okay, 105, let's see where we can start here. Okay, 105, we're obviously not going to start with 81 or with 64. Let's try 49. 105 divided by 49 is not even, so let's go to the next one down. Let's try 36. It is not even. 105 divided by 25 is not even. Divided by 16, it's not even. It is not even when you divide by 9. And it is not even when you divide by 4. So what that tells me is that the square root of 105 cannot be simplified any further than what it already is. Okay, if none of our perfect squares work when we plug them into this, then that means that he is already simplified as far as he can be simplified. Okay, 8, obviously the only place I can go is by 4. 8, and I know that 2 times 4 is 8. The square root of 4 is 2, so I'm left with radical 2. $13. With the square root of 80, let's start with 25. 80 divided by 25 is not even, so go down to the next one. Let's go to 16. 80 divided by 16 is 5. So we have the square root of 16 times 5. Again, the square root of 16 is 4. Left under the radical is 5. Okay, for 245, let's start with, where do I want to start? Let's start at 121. So 245 divided by 121 is not even. It's not going to be divisible by 100, I can tell you that. So 245 divided by, let's try 81. It's not even. 64 is not even. Okay, it is divisible, however, by 49. Okay, so I get 49 times 5 would give me 245. Okay, the square root of 49 is 7 square roots of 5. Okay, I'm actually going to do 2 more with you today because I want to do one that's already got a number on the outside. Okay, but number 15, the square root of 320. Let's start at 169. Okay, not even, so let's go down to 144. And down to 121. I'm going to skip 100 because I can clearly tell that 320 is not a factor of 100. Or 100 is not a factor of 320, sorry. So I'm going to jump down to 81, and that does not work. Jump down to 64, and we've got a winner. Okay, so 64 times 5, 8 square roots of 5. Okay, the reason I want to do this one is because there's already a number on the outside. Okay, so we're going to leave that negative 5 on the outside for right now, and we're going to break down the square root of 27. Okay, as far as my perfect squares go, I know that 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so here's what happens. When I kick that 9 out, he has to be combined with the number that's already out there. Okay, when I say combined, meaning he's going to be multiplied. Okay, so I have 3 times negative 5, which gives me a negative 15, and I'm left with square root of 3 under the radical. Okay, so just like before, when we kicked all these numbers out to the front, they didn't have, well, they did. Technically, there's a 1 in front of here that we would multiply all these guys by, but of course, that's not going to change anything. So since there's already a number out there, whenever we get another number on the outside, they just get multiplied together. Okay, so y'all take the rest of today to work through the rest of these problems right here. Okay, just page 25, just the 17 through 30, and then I will go over the rest of those with you tomorrow.